All right, guys, so once again, it's the property brother. But today we're going to put a little bit of a different spin on what the property brother is talking about. So if you watched the previous video, the Unfrumpy Mommy did a series on 5 things that you can do to make your house look more expensive, especially coming into this holiday entertaining season.
And if it's not the previous video, we will leave the link where, Eric?
Below. So I want to put a little bit of a different spin on it, especially for us guys. So guys, let's face it, you know, the ladies typically, they do the home decorating, right? They decide what goes in the home, the sofas, the artwork. We get a little bit of say, I think, with the electronics, but for the most part, they run it. But I do think it's important for us guys to have somewhat of a say into what goes into the home, especially for fun, entertaining, man caves. You know, we want to make the house more fun. I feel like the ladies focus on the luxury side of it, but it's guys, it's up to us to make it fun and inviting for our friends and our children and just make it a fun environment. Babe, wouldn't you agree that the guy should have a stake in how the house is decorated? You are 100% in agreement with that, right? Yes, you
are. So what are we talking about today? So what are you going to share today?
About some of the fun, maybe a little bit more masculine, but not necessarily, but some of the fun touches that we have in our house to make our house fun and entertaining. And when I have my friends over, kind of give you that man cave vibe, or when Chase has his friends over, give it a teenage friendly, kid friendly vibe, right?
So where are we starting at right now?
Let's start down here in the basement. And obviously, you know, the whole build out of this basement was really based around 2 things. Well, really 3 things. Crafting, so we got the craft room. Entertaining, so this room I'm in here now is all around entertaining, kind of a less formal space. So this is a less formal living area for entertaining. The formal living area is upstairs. And then working out. So let's actually start in the gym. I'm going to show you something in the gym that's a really fun, decorative touch. So here in the gym, we have lockers. And so yes, lockers are an obvious touch in the gym, but this is also that will work really well in your children's room or your teenager's room, especially those of us that have daughters and sons that are into sports.
Wait, you said those of us with daughters. Like, do we have a daughter?
No, but, well, viewers, right? I don't want to exclude people that have girls, right? That play softball or basketball or cheerleading or football. So if you have a child that is into sports, right, look for a fun storage option like a locker. Now, these lockers we got from an app called Let Go. The other lockers I just showed you earlier, the white ones, are actually from IKEA. But this is one example of a fun storage idea that you can do in your children's room. And when we talk about storage for children, especially younger children, a lot of times that's an area where we want to play around more with color. We want to have brighter colors in our kids' rooms. If they're a boy, you might want, you know, a bright blue like this or a yellow. A girl, you might do a blue like this or a pink. But here's the thing with furniture that has a lot of bright colors. A lot of times it can be very difficult to find, or you have to go to a specialty store like a Rooms to Go for kids or a Pottery Barn for kids. A less expensive alternative, and again, if you watch the Unfrumpy Mommy, you know she is the Goodwill whisperer. Buy an inexpensive piece of wood furniture from Goodwill. One example we have in our house is this credenza. This started out as a very bland, just dark wood piece that we picked up from Goodwill, or my wife picked up from Goodwill. And we painted it kind of this bright accent color blue. And so if you think about, let's do a girl's room, for example, maybe she's doing pink and purple. You can go to a Goodwill, right? Or just buy an inexpensive piece of furniture and paint it, right? And you typically wouldn't buy, you know, expensive furniture and paint it, right? I'm not gonna go spend thousands of dollars on the dressers and paint it. But you might go to an IKEA or a Goodwill and get something that's a little bit less expensive and paint it like a pink or a purple or a blue. And that's a less expensive alternative, but it gives you that custom look that, again, you don't have to pay a lot of money for. And because it's kids' furniture, let's face it, you know, kids go through furniture typically, so it's inexpensive, but we're not expecting it to last forever anyway. So just to review, guys, the first thing we talked about to give your house more of a fun vibe, right, that the guys can really take control of with the painting and the putting together the furniture is creative storage, especially for your kids or your teenagers. And while we're on the subject of kids and teenagers, one of the areas you can be creative, right, and guys, you can really be kind of hands-on and use your handyman skills is in your kids' rooms, nurseries, kids' bedrooms. In this example, we're in Chase's home office, and this is where Chase does all his schoolwork. Now Chase is obviously, you know, an older teenager. He's in high school, so he's very mature. But there is still a little bit of whimsy in this room, and it matches Chase's personality. Chase is really into history and museums, and is kind of very adventurous. So this room kind of has a gentleman's lounge, hunting lodge feel. And you can see that with some of the wall decor we've got, some of the artifacts that we've got. So it really kind of has that very manly, you know, a lot of dark colors, dark furniture, worldly vibe. Right. So again, after school, this is where Chase does his homework every day. Now, obviously, Chase is a teenager, but one of the areas where we had a lot of fun and did a lot of, you know, I had to break out my handyman and painting skills, and so did the Uncrumpy Mommy, is when Chase was a baby, we did our own mural for Chase. Now, I know a lot of you that have babies or kids or babies that are on the way or that are expecting, you want a really beautiful nursery. And I know a lot of people, you know, like murals in their nursery, but it can be expensive to find somebody that can paint a mural, right? That can get pretty pricey. One of the things that you can do that we did is, you know, there are a lot of places and companies that sell wall appliques, like giant wall stickers, right? So you can buy those, and what we did with Chase, we had some Winnie the Pooh, pretty good size wall appliques that we applied to the wall. And then for a background mural effect, we just painted a very simple landscape. I think we did like very simple green hills. I sketched out a couple of trees, nothing real intricate. So if you have just very, very basic drawing skills, you can use a combination of the wall appliques or even wall art and some very basic painting techniques and get, you know, a pretty good, almost muralized effect. So now let's talk about ways to entertain and bring food or food prep into the process. So as the man of the house, you know, I'm the one that does the grilling. We're down here in the basement. Off the basement, we've got a patio that's got a grill on it. And, you know, I like to grill occasionally, but quite frankly, sometimes if we're down here watching the game or I got my boys over, I don't necessarily want to get hot and sweaty or fight off mosquitoes grilling in the backyard. So one of the things we did that's a fun kind of food prep option is we bought this warmer, right? We got it off Amazon. It's just kind of a little quirky, different conversation piece.
Yeah, it's actually a hot dog.
Yeah, it's a hot dog, and you can put like little wraps and taquitos on here and grill those. So sometimes when we have a get together and I don't feel like grilling or it's raining, we'll throw something on here, you know, grill up some hot dogs or some taquitos, warm those up, and it's a great conversation piece, right? A lot of people see this and they're blown away, like, I can't believe you have one of those in your house, but it wasn't really expensive, and you can find it on Amazon. So another area where we've got a fun kind of food display that's inviting when we're having, you know, Super Bowl parties or football parties or any type of entertaining. Here in the theater room, this popcorn machine, another great purchase from Amazon. Not that expensive. We have a lot of fun with this. Even if we're not using it, it just looks good in the theater room. It's a great conversation piece. We actually kind of built the decor in this room around the theme of this red popcorn machine. So this was, I guess when you say this was kind of your inspiration piece.
I would say so. Very retro. So, you know, we have the retro valances going up here on the windows. And we even went out and found this retro popcorn theater room appropriate artwork.
And I'm glad you're talking about artwork. So the third thing was food prep areas. Our fourth area where we can have fun and even sometimes add a manly touch, right, is with artwork. So here in the theater room.
So you would consider this popcorn artwork manly?
Well, not necessarily, but I'm going to show some examples, right? And so we did a popcorn thing, but if you wanted to do a more maybe traditional manly, right, this could be your favorite sports teams. Like I could put Clemson.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I could do Clemson and Florida A&M, you know, turn this. Would you let me turn this into like an orange room?
I'm going to go with a no.
Because they both use orange.
I'm going to go with a no.
So guys, now we're in our master bedroom closet. And if you haven't seen the video, we've actually got a couple of videos about this closet. And we just did a makeover on your side, right, babe?
That is correct.
But we did also make my side a little bit more of a man cave. So above me, you see some examples of what I would call, you know, man cave type artwork. I generally find that if you want more masculine stuff, you either got to do like the sports posters or go to Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby has a lot of stuff that's purpose built for the man cave. They've even got like artwork for your garage, right? So for those of us that, you know, work on our cars, they've got great artwork for your garage as well. So Hobby Lobby is the one place I've seen. Other than that, you can order your sports posters and things like that online for your man cave. That actually brings us to tip number 5, right? For us guys, so we can have a say in what goes into our home. What do you put in your man cave? So I'll talk about my man cave, and you know, put in the comments what your guy does for his man cave or what he has for his man cave. So the last thing, number 5, guys, make sure that you get your man cave. You need a break from you ladies sometimes, especially those of us. I have a lot of friends that are married and have a bunch of daughters. You really need an escape. So in our house, the theater room actually doubles as my man cave. I'm big into gaming, so I'm a big video gamer. I've got a bunch of game systems built into this IKEA entertainment center unit, so I do a lot of gaming in here. There's a little bit of a man cave in my closet. You know, I've talked about a lot of the stuff I do is outside, so the garage is kind of my man cave. A lot of great things you can do in the man cave. I know a lot of guys like to get like a pool table. Now, if you're thinking about getting a pool table in your man cave, this is one piece of advice I will give you. And I grew up, we had a pool table in our garage, so I grew up playing pool. Kind of tired of playing pool, so that's why we didn't get one in this house. But one of the things that's my pet peeve, when you set the pool table in your room and set it up, make sure you have enough room for the pool cues. There's nothing worse than going to your boy's house and he's got this great pool table, but you gotta shoot pool like this because there's no clearance. I'm also a big fan of like the convertible game tables, like the card table that turns into an air hockey table. That type of thing is great for a man cave. So a lot of great option, guys. Make sure you stake your claim because you work hard as the property brother with the honey-do list, doing all these fixer-upper tasks. So make sure you stake your claim.